Gun owners, we've got to do better. Now, there are going to be some things I show in this video that might upset the people over at YouTube. So I'm just going to show this to make awareness, add a little bit of context and my own commentary to this. This is not meant to promote any harmful acts or anything like that. It's just, literally, we got to do better. Whether you're pro-gun or anti-gun, gun safety is in our best interest. So let's start this one off with a bit of a mess. So this one is that bointing game where they point gun at, well, I'm going to stop it right there. And then let's look at the dude's discharge papers from the ER. So this looks like an absolute train wreck. The guy kept going until he figured out what the crisp trigger break on that PSA dagger was. So, discharge instructions. This is directly from his Reddit. So the original poster of the video posted this, so I believe it. Reason for visit. Through and through, gunshot wound through patient's left testicle out the right gluteus. Bleeding controlled at this time. Patient states that he was screwing around with his 9mm. Really? You gotta do better. Your diagnosis: gunshot wound of scrotum and testes, gunshot wound of buttock, gunshot wound other location, and testicular pain. Wow. Unfortunately, this fella says that he stayed intact. Hopefully his genetics do not get spread upon this world. So now let's go on to the next one. This is a gender reveal party. So here goes mama. She lets off the balloon. It's a black balloon, weird flex. Here comes some pink-haired chick jerking at it. Here comes some dude downrange. This fella looks like he's almost flagged himself. There are houses in the distance. So then our balloon just keeps floating. So I'm sure that dead fish somewhere that gets tangled up in that crap is going to really enjoy that gender reveal. So now let's go on to the next one. So I have got a screen recording here from a Tesla cam. So, you know, Teslas, the electric cars, when they're driving down the road, they've got a camera in the front, the back, and on both sides. And they've got Sentry mode too. So the people that think they want to go keying them or throwing rocks at them, the car's recording. It's so silly. But now here we are. We've got a Tesla cam, and this fella's on his motorcycle, and he messes with his backpack, and boom, his gun falls out. Seriously, dude, if you have the money for a gun, you need to have enough of a, disposable income to properly secure that gun. And speaking of retaining a firearm, I was born without a butt, and a good belt is essential. I really like the Core Essentials belts. These things keep my gun on my body just like that crappy tattoo I got 23 years ago. Not going anywhere. So this right here, this belt is actually an inner and outer training belt, and this thing can be sized perfectly to you. There is a bag of gear here. You use your tape measure to measure around your waist, and you follow the sizing instruction manual. It is absolutely easy to do. These belts hold on like that bad crappy tattoo, and you won't be dropping your gun out like the boy on the motorcycle. So huge thanks to Core Essentials for sponsoring today's video. So now our next video comes from an indoor shooting range. This old boy here is shooting, I guess, what looks like a 22. Then he grabs something with a little bit more recoil, I guess a 9mm. Still uses that same dead fish handshake kind of grip on this. But now he switches his safety off. Now this is where we're going to pause this. That finger is straight through that trigger guard. Safety is switched off. He is pointing at the dang ceiling. There are no sights on this AR-15. And so this whole time he is tugging on this 6-position adjustable buttstock with that finger. Dude, he is just one minor little finger twitch away from shooting through the ceiling. There's a local range, and they've got a indoor range, and the gun store is actually above, and that has gone through my mind several times while being there. But now he gets his stock pulled out, and he's gonna shoot. So now here's the point where there's some liability on that cameraman. The cameraman sees this shot hit the ceiling, and I'm about to show you the evidence as to how that cameraman sees it. So, the cameraman pans to the left to disguise this old boy shooting the freaking ceiling. So rather than doing this, a nice firm grip on that fella's shoulder, that's something I learned back when we were teaching, when we were learning acetylene torches and stuff. You don't just poke somebody, you don't do like that. You put a nice firm grip on that shoulder and say, hey buddy, there's something going on here. That nice firm grip will make this guy pause for just a second. And you're going to use that nice firm grip to keep him turning around and flagging you too. So, this old boy just keeps shooting and he looks back because he's satisfied with himself. That's great. Now, when I was at Naughty After Dark, it was N-O-D-D-Y. It's not naughty, it's naughty. And so anyway, at Naughty, we had a great deal of people there that were just well-versed in firearms. But there was one guy that was there and he was brand new. This fella, I guess he was ESL, English as a Second Language, and he hadn't been around firearms. Well, anyway, he managed to grab some 144 mag wheel gun, revolver, right? So anyway, I had my table. I was running a table for Ranger Point Precision, and this old boy was about 6 feet over, just in a blank space. He takes that wheel gun down a firing line like this, and he cocks that wheel gun. So this thing is single action, and he's 44 mag pointed at 75 people standing on the line. And he takes his shot. Pow! He brings it back up. He lays the hammer back, flagging everybody yet again. I walked over and I'm like, hey bud, I physically took control of his firearm, pointed it down range, and I'm like, hey, keep it pointed that way. He understood that. That was universal. You got to actually look out for other people. Not like this dude shooting the dang ceiling. All his cameraman did was this. So now our next clip comes from Indiana. This one right here, there's a lot to unpack. I'm going to say some things, and it's not an excuse for how these two man-children acted, but there are some lessons here. So we've got a dash cam that is just conveniently placed, okay? So what I'm seeing here are some left lane hogs. I swear, half the time I ever get cut off or someone does an abrupt lane change or something like that in front of me, it's because somebody is hogging the left lane. There are people that just live in their own little bubble. They can't see past the end of their own nose, and they don't realize that, hey, get over. The left lane is for passing. So what this tells me is Life in the Fast Lane was a very popular song, but I'll be daggummed if nobody actually listened to it. So now our two stars here, the two stars of this show, is going to be the purple car and the little red mini box thingy, I guess. So here goes the purple car. It cuts over into these left lane hogs. I'm guessing what he is hoping to do is try to progress in traffic, and he wants to get out somehow. So now this purple car here in just a minute is going to take the right lane. So here's the dude with the dash cam. He's the best freaking cameraman. Like, thumbs up. Just you're changing lanes. So he's probably experiencing a little bit of that frustration as well. So now here's our little purple car. He's going to push up just a little bit. He's trying to get over. Didn't quite. You can see he is getting ready to calculate some type of move. And again, left lane hogs. I do not see a left turn lane. It looks like there's just a big cavity. If you aren't making progress through traffic, get into the right lane. If you're not imminently turning left, get into the right lane. This right here probably would have been avoided. We probably wouldn't be watching this video had it not been for something like that. Boom. So now dude cuts him off. So now the man-child in the little red Econo box is going to speed forward, and he is going to push the purple car. So he doesn't quite make connection here with the purple car, but his point has been made. So here comes purple car. Of course, he is going to escalate this and block off the red Econo box. All right, let's pause this really quick. So this resulted in charges for both drivers. This, I'm not going to go over the legalities of it, but the purple car gets charged, the red minibus thingy gets charged, and it's going to suck for both parties. And then there's actually a fella that's in the left lane. This further says to get out of the left lane. There's a fella in the left lane that kind of gets collected in this. So now man-child 1 opens the door, jumps out. Man-child 1 punches through, gets shot. So apparently he gets shot twice, and then that little white Ford Tribute that was in the left lane, that fella he winds up being a backstop for one of those bullets. So when you fire a bullet, you own that bullet for its entire trajectory. From the time that it leaves your muzzle to the time that it stops, you own that bullet. So now this man in the red Econo box, well, man-child in the red Econo box, has got some serious legal issues. He just shot an innocent bystander. He was clean and clear on the dude in the purple car. But, you know, as far as I'm concerned, the fact that this was a road rage incident, I don't think he should be clean and clear on the dude in the purple car. So, of course, you gotta have a woman screaming. There's not a daggum incident unless you got a woman screaming. So here comes man-child 2 to go back and check on man-child 1 and his gunshot wound. And that's where that ends. So gun owners, we've got to do better. When you strap that gun to your hip, especially, you know, maybe with your core belt, when you strap that gun to your hip, you absolutely just need to humble yourself. It doesn't matter what road rage does, doesn't matter what some kind of man-child does something, you absolutely need to humble yourself. Do not take part in road rage. I know it's tough. It's really tough. I've had several incidents that, you know, that have warranted something like that, but you got to just back down and just leave it alone. The fight you win is the fight you don't get into. So, man-child in the red little Econo box, he's going to have thousands of dollars worth of legal fees out in front of him because he got charged. Man-child number 1, he won the, you know, he didn't die, but he still got a Darwin Award, the FAFO Award. Anyway, y'all have a wonderful day. We'll catch up with you next video. I love you.